it never appealed to me. It didn't resonate with me. I was doing music that was 30 years, 40 years old at that point.
With his signature cowboy hat, rebellious swagger, and a sound that blended honky-tonk with rockabilly edge, Dwight Yoakam burst onto the country music scene in the 1980s like a wildfire. He wasn't just another country singer. He was a genre-defying force who challenged tradition and captivated audiences with his bold style and raw talent. But just as fast as he rose to fame, Yoakam seemed to vanish from the limelight, leaving fans and critics alike wondering, what really happened to this country music renegade? Was it the price of stardom, or something far more unsettling? Now, never-before-seen footage has surfaced. Footage that reveals shocking and tragic details about Dwight Yoakam's life and the haunting truth behind his disappearance from the spotlight. It is quite unbelievable that a well-known country singer will disappear from the public without a valid trace. Before we address these issues, let's take a look at his career life, unveiling the tragic details about him. Early life. Dwight David Yoakam came into the world on October 23, 1956, in Pikeville, Kentucky. With David Yoakam and Ruth Ann Tibbs Yoakam as his parents, he assumed the responsibility of being the oldest among his three siblings right from the beginning. When Dwight was born, his father was enlisted in the United States Army, setting the stage for a life centered on the principles of diligence and commitment. Shortly after Dwight was born, the Yoakam household relocated to Columbus, Ohio, once David Yoakam was done serving in the United States Coast Guard. By then, the family had grown with the arrival of a daughter named Kimberly and another son, Ronald. To provide for his increasing family, David Yoakam first took on a job at a factory owned by the Westinghouse Electric Corporation. Eventually, he transitioned to being the proprietor of a Texaco gas station, ensuring a steady source of income for the family. While in the military, David Yoakam bought a guitar from the K Musical Instrument Company. Although he planned to learn how to play it, he ended up giving it to Dwight when he couldn't get the hang of it. Despite Dwight damaging the guitar, his love for music remained strong. At the age of 8, in the 4th grade, Dwight received another guitar as a Christmas gift, marking the start of his musical career. It was during this time that Dwight created his first recorded song. Dwight Yoakam's initial exposure to music came from the albums played by his parents and from listening to WNI, an AM country music radio station in Columbus. The music of Johnny Cash and Johnny Horton, among others, greatly influenced his musical preferences. His mother remembered how the family used to sing together during car rides to visit Dwight's maternal grandparents, which further fueled his passion for music. In addition, Dwight was fascinated by the rock and roll performers he saw on TV, especially Elvis Presley. In 1968, the Yoakam family relocated to a new area in Columbus, where Dwight furthered his schooling and refined his musical skills. He joined the high school band as a drummer, a path his mother enthusiastically supported for her kids. Participating in a drama class resulted in him landing the role of Charlie in a play called Flowers for Algernon, a moment he believed enhanced his self-assurance in front of a crowd. In his last year of high school, Dwight and some friends set up a rock and roll group with the aim of entering the school's talent show. The group became popular, earning the nickname Greaser Band and playing at different private events in Columbus. Even though Dwight initially attended Ohio State University, he chose to drop out to dedicate his full attention to pursuing his passion for music. During a gig at a local club in Gahanna, Ohio, Dwight was approached by a stranger who claimed to offer him a music contract. Unfortunately, it later emerged that the man was a scam artist, which left Dwight feeling disillusioned yet determined to continue pursuing his musical aspirations. Even though he faced obstacles, Dwight boldly chose to move to Nashville, Tennessee, to follow his dreams of making it big in country music. During this period, his musical preferences were mainly honky-tonk and bluegrass, which were not as trendy as country pop and the Nashville sound. This led to challenges for Dwight in establishing himself in the competitive Nashville music industry, eventually leading him to make another move, this time to Los Angeles, California. In Los Angeles, Dwight received motivation from Billy Alves, a previous member of the Greaser Band, to keep following his dreams of becoming a musician. Dwight met Pete Anderson, a guitarist and music producer, in a Los Angeles pub in 1982. Despite facing obstacles in the beginning, Dwight and Anderson connected over their love for artists such as Merle Haggard. Their bond strengthened as they realized their shared passion for the same genre of music. Pete Anderson mentioned the growing influence of cowpunk and alternative country music in California, citing bands like Joe Ely, Rank and File, and Lone Justice. Dwight Yoakam's audience grew as he played at the same venues as these bands, helping him gain success in the music industry. How do you think Dwight's journey towards his career went? Dwight's journey toward his career. Dwight Yoakam's experience in the country music scene is a story that includes moments of great fame as well as periods of intense personal hardship. His journey was too authentic and uncompromising for the industry to completely accept. Instead of following the traditional path of starting in small venues, moving to Nashville, playing sessions for years, and then finding success, Dwight chose to blaze his trail. By going against the norm, he faced judgment from the music industry that he would never fully overcome. Dwight lost faith in Nashville after his initial encounters, viewing it as a city that failed to deliver on its promises. People believed he relocated from Ohio to Nashville in pursuit of a record contract, but this was not the case. Disillusioned with Nashville's focus on commerce in the music industry, Dwight chose to venture to Los Angeles instead. In contrast to Nashville, Los Angeles provided a space where punk and country music could thrive together, free from the control of corporate interests and the polished veneer of mainstream pop songs. Instead of following the norms of the music industry, Dwight defied expectations by putting out a series of gritty honky-tonk albums, beginning with Guitars, Cadillacs, etc., etc., and followed by Hillbilly Deluxe and Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room. These albums were characterized by their raw, genuine, and unfiltered sound, resonating with audiences seeking a resurgence of traditional country music. As Dwight's popularity grew, he also became more vocal in his criticisms of Nashville, a city he consistently denounced from afar. Dwight did not hesitate to voice his opinions against the way the industry operated. When Columbia Records decided to let go of Johnny Cash, a legendary figure in country music, Dwight openly criticized the move. He also called out MTV for their refusal to showcase country music videos, which only strengthened his resolve to stay authentic to his origins. Despite signing a contract with Warner Music Nashville, Dwight remained firm in his decision to continue using the term hillbilly, despite the label's objections to its perceived offensiveness in the music world. Dwight stood firm and refused to give in to pressure, maintaining his true identity and musical style. At one point, it appeared that Dwight was effectively standing up to the dominant music establishment in Nashville. Fans connected with his genuine music, leading to a successful period for him. Yet, as time went on, Dwight's popularity started to dwindle. His album sales decreased, and the industry's admiration for him weakened. In the mid-1990s, it seemed like Dwight was on the losing end of his battle with the Nashville powers. Under increasing pressure, Dwight started to step back from the limelight. His music, which was once admired for its authentic energy and candor, started to fade into the background. The man who used to represent rebellion against the music industry was gradually being forgotten. By 1995, it appeared as though Dwight had disappeared without a word, leaving behind a fading legacy. Dwight chose to seek out alternative opportunities for his skills after experiencing rejection from the industry that had once supported him. Dwight's early acting career. Dwight's entire attention was directed towards the screen. It appears that every performer desires to pursue music, while every musician envisions a career in acting. While some individuals achieve success in this transition, most do not. Therefore, was Dwight capable of making a name for himself in Hollywood? At the beginning of his acting journey, Dwight had a small role in a crime drama. However, his career started gaining momentum over time. He scored a significant role in Sling Blade, a movie directed by Billy Bob Thornton. "Get out of my place right now," he said, portraying his character with passion. The script also included characters named Setty Suckers and R-Tards. He subsequently acted in The Newton Boys, under the direction of Richard Linklater, and co-starred with Sheryl Crow in The Minus Man. Dwight, a highly accomplished individual, gained recognition for his compelling portrayal of charismatic and sinister antagonists, which was a stark departure from his beloved musical persona. He was lauded when the ensemble of Sling Blade was honored with a Screen Actors Guild Award. However, following this achievement, Dwight's mindset started to shift. Simply having a name in the world of cinema was not sufficient for him. He aimed to have control. He came up with a plan to realize this objective through his Western movie, in which he would not just write, but also direct and act. Furthermore, he would oversee the music. With all this in place, what could potentially go awry? Regrettably, it seems that several things could. Bankruptcy and lawsuits. After the film's financier backed out at the last minute, Dwight faced a dilemma: either scrap his passion project or fund it on his own. Dwight chose to persevere, digging into his funds to make it happen. But the sacrifice was great. He had to let go of his Malibu home, and the situation only worsened from there. When it was time to compensate the team, Dwight discovered that he had a lower amount of money than expected, leading his production company to promptly go bankrupt. Furthermore, half of the actors initiated legal actions against him, worsening his situation. He was also compelled to dismiss the majority of his backup group because of the substantial debt he had managed to accumulate. These individuals had been loyal to him for many years. Did the movie do well? Absolutely not. It was a complete flop, both in terms of making money and receiving positive reviews. Even though Dwight was still recognized for his talents on screen, he had to work hard for years to clear his financial obligations. At the same time, he was struggling with the difficulties of finding romance, making his situation even more difficult. Dwight's disappearance. During his peak, Dwight Yoakam was the preferred country singer for numerous artists. While other singers were releasing sweet love songs and pop-influenced hits, Dwight was focused on revitalizing the genre's traditional sound. His daring attitude even impressed the renowned Buck Owens. In 1987, Dwight shocked Buck by appearing at his office unexpectedly and persuading him to collaborate on a duet. The outcome, Streets of Bakersfield, achieved great success, despite Buck's previous lack of major hits. Unexpectedly, Dwight Yoakam vanished from the music industry. He made a brief appearance at Buck Owens's funeral in 2006, showcasing a noticeable behavior change. The question arises, what happened to Dwight Yoakam? Was there a significant event that caused him to retreat? Dwight's later acting career. Yoakam had a strong interest in performing on screen as well. He showcased his talent in various movies and TV programs over the years. He featured in the crime drama series P.S. I Love You in 1991 and later took on a part in the 1993 movie Red Rock West. Yoakam's breakout moment in acting came in 1996 when he landed the role of Doyle Hargraves in Sling Blade, directed by Billy Bob Thornton. This marked the beginning of a successful acting career for Yoakam, as he revealed in a 2016 interview with Country Daily. Taking on this role was a suggestion from his management team, which turned out to be a wise decision. The following year, Yoakam and the rest of the cast were honored with an award for their outstanding performance in the film. He further expanded his experience in acting by taking on roles in various films, such as The Newton Boys, directed by Richard Linklater in 1998. While working on the film in Austin, Texas, he found inspiration to write the majority of the songs for his album A Long Way Home. The following year, Yoakam teamed up with Sheryl Crow for the thriller film The Minus Man. In the year 2000, Yoakam was involved in writing, directing, and acting in the Western movie titled South of Heaven, West of Hell. He also created the accompanying soundtrack with the same title. Regrettably, the film did not do well financially, leading to several crew members filing lawsuits against Yoakam in small claims court. To offset the financial setbacks, Yoakam had to dismiss Pete Anderson from his touring band in 2002. AllMusic's Jack Johnson was not impressed with the soundtrack, which had contributions from well-known artists such as Becca Bramlett, Mick Jagger, and Billy Gibbons. He felt that the use of film dialogue between tracks was unnecessary and detracted from the overall listening experience. In 2002, Yoakam had a role in the movie Panic Room, helmed by David Fincher. Speaking to the Associated Press, he noted that he viewed acting and making music as similar experiences due to the fragmented performances and repetition involved in both. During 2005 and 2006, he appeared in Bandidas, The Three Burials of Melquiades Estrada, and Wedding Crashers. Yoakam then made regular appearances in the second season of the sci-fi show Under the Dome, which was broadcast on CBS in 2014. He also joined Billy Bob Thornton once again for the debut season of the Amazon Prime Video program, Goliath. Musical styles. Dwight Yoakam's musical style is a complex blend of various influences both within and outside of country music. He incorporates elements of country rock, rockabilly, honky-tonk, neo-traditional country, and the distinct Bakersfield sound into his sound. These varied influences contribute to a unique musical persona that distinguishes Yoakam from his contemporaries. According to Colin Larkin's The Virgin Encyclopedia of Country Music, Yoakam's music shows inspiration from honky-tonk greats like Buck Owens and Lefty Frizzle, while also demonstrating a strong aversion to the mainstream pop country sound coming out of Nashville. Stephen Thomas Erlewine from AllMusic praised Yoakam for his contribution to bringing country music back to its origins in the late 1960s, thanks to his simplistic take on traditional honky-tonk and Bakersfield country. Erlewine also noted Yoakam's pivotal role in the resurgence of country music at that time. He mentioned that Yoakam appealed to a diverse fan base beyond just traditional country music fans, attracting listeners from the rock and roots rock genres. Pete Anderson's electric guitar playing played a significant role in defining Yoakam's musical style. AllMusic's Tom Jurek likened Anderson's guitar technique to that of Don Rich, an important figure in Buck Owens's band, the Buckaroos. Jurek asserted that Anderson's guitar work was a crucial component of Yoakam's music, adding a rock edge with the prominent use of electric guitar and Hammond organ in Yoakam's songs. Yoakam has characterized his songwriting style as fragmented. In an interview with Alana Nash of American Songwriter, he shared that he typically begins by coming up with a melody and then determining the mood he wants to convey. From there, he develops a theme for the song based on these initial concepts. Yoakam prefers to avoid writing straightforwardly because he believes that trying to complete a song in one sitting would deplete his creative energy. His childhood memories, especially those related to the bluegrass music he grew up listening to, greatly influenced his approach to songwriting. Yoakam noted the irony often present in bluegrass music, where cheerful melodies and lively rhythms are combined with somber lyrics, during his conversation with American songwriter. Yoakam's popularity extends beyond the traditional country music genre. In 1993, Cindy Hodel from Gavin Report observed that his albums were purchased by a wide range of listeners, from older fans of Stonewall Jackson to young punk rockers who had watched Dwight perform in Los Angeles, alongside bands like Los Lobos and Violent Femmes. According to Richard Cromlin of the Los Angeles Times, Yoakam's musical persona is characterized by a brooding and intensely private demeanor, fueled by a restless drive for success and a sharp intellectualism usually associated with rock stars. In the same article, Yoakam himself expressed, "I realized early on that I could connect with people through music." This idea of music being a medium for connection was a recurring theme in Yoakam's thoughts on his career. During an interview with Gavin Report in 1993, he stated, "I naturally tend to dissect and analyze everything. However, songwriting requires me to leave some things open-ended." According to Alana Nash from American Songwriter, Yoakam is known for his frank advocacy for hardcore honky-tonk music. However, his outspokenness in criticizing the commercialization of the genre and certain industry practices, such as MTV's neglect of country music videos and Columbia Records' treatment of Johnny Cash, led to backlash from the Nashville music scene. Yoakam's reflections on these controversies led him to realize that his opinions on the industry were not necessary for his artistic journey, prompting him to focus solely on his music at the time. Yoakam fashion style. During performances, Dwight Yoakam's distinctive clothing style plays a crucial role in shaping his musical identity and enhancing his image. According to Colin Larkin, the writer of The Virgin Encyclopedia of Country Music, Yoakam follows the footsteps of iconic country singer Don Williams by incorporating the classic Stetson hat into his wardrobe. This decision not only showcases his strong ties to the origins of country music, but also cements his position in the genre's enduring customs. In her analysis of If There Was a Way, Alana Nash highlighted Yoakam's initial style as a unique mix of retro influences and daring rock and roll elements, with studded pants adding to his overall image. When Yoakam first burst onto the music scene, his mysterious California cowboy facade raised questions about his sincerity. However, with the release of his third album, Buenas Noches from a Lonely Room, any uncertainties about his genuineness were erased. This record, featuring a collection of traditional murder ballads, effectively captured the essence of country subculture, depicting stories of pride, heartbreak, treachery, and retribution. Yoakam's presence during his performances, with his torn jeans, emphasized his persona as a contemporary cowboy who defies norms. Alana Nash, writing for American Songwriter, observed how this wardrobe became a signature element of his brand. According to Daryl Smyers of the Dallas Observer, Yoakam garnered a following from an unexpected blend of punk rockers, rockabilly devotees, and die-hard honky-tonk enthusiasts. His sartorial choices, reminiscent of the eclectic fashion of the Flying Burrito Brothers, coupled with his strikingly large hat, were just as integral to his image as his music. Yoakam was a standout figure in the country music scene due to his distinct combination of style and substance. His fashion, which combined traditional elements with a modern, rebellious edge, reflected the diverse musical influences that influenced his sound. His talent for engaging with a wide range of listeners, from rockabilly fans to hardcore honky-tonk enthusiasts, demonstrated the broad appeal of his music. Leonard Running, a journalist from the Rapid City Journal, employed the word plaintive to characterize Yoakam's music, capturing its emotional resonance and genuine authenticity. This sense of sorrow, along with his bold style and dedication to classic country music, set Yoakam apart in the music scene. Whether through his songs or his fashion sense, Yoakam's stage presence made a strong impact, connecting with fans of all ages and musical tastes. Yoakam, with his meticulously cultivated persona and strong connection to traditional country music, transcended his role as a mere entertainer to embody the lasting influence and adaptability of the genre. His unique blend of music and personality remains influential, establishing his reputation as a revered figure in country music history. Dwight's iconic voice. Yoakam's vocal technique is frequently characterized as having a yodel-infused tone, which combines clarity and accuracy. An evaluation of his record, Gone, in No Depression magazine, lauded his vocals as being clear and melodious, yet also exact. Nonetheless, it is only occasionally, like during his rendition of Try Not to Look So Pretty, that his singing truly resonates emotionally. According to J.D. Considine from the Baltimore Sun, Yoakam's singing voice has a high and lonesome twang with a sweet nasal tone. The editors of the Encyclopedia of Country Music support this view, stating that Yoakam has a captivating twangy tenor that cannot be ignored by country radio. They also claimed that Yoakam had more success in crossing over to mainstream country music than his peers, such as Lyle Lovett and Steve Earle. This achievement was credited to the fact that mainstream country audiences preferred distorted guitars over ironic lyrics. Who was Dwight's girlfriend in the 90s? And most crucially, what is he up to now? Let's explore these details gradually. Broken relationships. When thinking about our beloved musicians, we tend to focus on their music rather than their private lives. Dwight Yoakam was no different, as he dealt with rejection from Nashville and Hollywood while also handling personal challenges. Essentially, Dwight was stuck between two worlds, considered too country for Hollywood and too rock and roll for Nashville. The difficulties he faced in his romantic life could have been influenced by this conflict. A good example is Sharon Stone, well known for her performances in movies such as Total Recall and Basic Instinct, who captivated many fans. It was unexpected when she arrived at the 1992 Academy Awards alongside Dwight Yoakam, known for his cowboy hat despite not being an actor or model. Although Yoakam had recently received a Grammy, his level of fame was not at par with Stone's. Regrettably, their relationship did not have a happy ending. Stone famously compared kissing Yoakam to eating a dirt sandwich after dating for only a short period, leading to a rapid end to their romance. Subsequently, Dwight had a romantic relationship with Karen Duffy, who gained fame for her appearance in Dumb and Dumber. Their romance lasted for a couple of years, but eventually ended. Following this breakup, Dwight returned to his passion for country music. During this time, he briefly dated Winona Judd, a well-known country music star. Rumors circulated that Winona once exclaimed, "If you see a man in a cowboy hat, that's the one for me." Even though Dwight's band opened for Winona during their tour, their hectic schedules made it difficult for them to pursue a genuine romantic connection. After facing a string of romantic mishaps, Dwight finally experienced a stroke of luck in his love life. When the opportune moment came, he was undoubtedly equipped and poised for it. Marriage and family. Despite facing challenging circumstances, Dwight did not give up on music like many others might have. Even though he had achieved great success in Hollywood, Dwight's love for music never faded. His album 3 Pairs in 2012 was a triumphant comeback after years of struggling commercially. Since then, he has consistently produced top-quality records, showing that true artists like him can still succeed in the ever-changing music industry. Nowadays, Dwight's achievements do not rely only on popular mainstream songs, but rather on building a devoted fan following that values his authentic creativity. The recent change in Dwight's life has not only been a significant milestone for him, but it has also had a ripple effect on the artistic community. By choosing to marry Emily Joyce, a talented and grounded photographer rather than a flashy model or celebrity, Dwight has set a new standard for success in relationships. Fans were pleasantly surprised by his decision, as it showcased his growth and maturity in prioritizing substance over superficiality. Dwight and Emily's decision to keep their relationship private for a decade before finally tying the knot in a small, intimate ceremony during the challenging times of the 2020 lockdown restrictions speaks volumes about their commitment to each other. This more personal celebration was a true reflection of Dwight's values and vision for his special day, proving that he values authenticity and genuine connections above all else. Following their marriage, the couple joyfully announced that they were expecting a son named Dalton. Despite being in his 60s, Dwight's enthusiasm and vigor in embracing this new chapter of fatherhood is truly inspiring. It goes to show that age should never be a barrier to pursuing one's dreams and finding fulfillment in both personal and professional aspects of life. Dwight's journey serves as a reminder that it's never too late to redefine success on one's terms and to continue to live life with passion and purpose. What you do not know. Dwight Yoakam, despite his accomplishments, has not been inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, leading to speculation about the reasons behind the snub. Some believe that Nashville has held a grudge against him for not fitting their mold, but Dwight does not hold any grudges. Instead, he is devoted to his acting career, his new family, and his work behind the scenes in the music industry. Dwight Yoakam's jam-packed schedule keeps him busy and fulfilled each day. Aside from his music and acting endeavors, Dwight is also involved in business as an entrepreneur. He is the proud owner of Bakersfield Biscuits, a popular frozen goods brand with a nationwide presence. Despite his success, Dwight has had legal troubles in the past. Back in 2004, Pete Anderson, a renowned producer and guitarist, took legal action against him. Anderson claimed that Dwight had breached an oral agreement by failing to fulfill several concert commitments in 2002, resulting in a loss of over $44,000 for Anderson. The case was settled outside of court, with Dwight attributing some of his financial struggles to the poor performance of his film South of Heaven, West of Hell. Anderson believed that Dwight's decision to sever ties was due to monetary problems, ultimately leading to the end of their partnership. In a 2011 interview with Style Weekly, Anderson expressed his continued admiration for Dwight's artistic talent, but clarified that he had no intentions of collaborating with him again. In 2021, Dwight experienced his music being removed from streaming services by Warner Music because his contract had ended. This led to him taking legal action against the record label, accusing them of withholding his music rights. By February 2022, the dispute was settled, and Dwight's music was back on streaming platforms. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.